Jackie Lane was one of the most beautiful models and actresses of the 50s and 60s. She was well known in both the US and throughout Europe as a model and actress, and rapidly rose to fame. But Jackie Lane, despite incredible success, put a halt to her career, and we haven't heard much from her for decades. Join Facts First to learn about Jackie Lane's life and career and how she stepped out of the limelight at the height of her career. Jocelyn Olga Bolton was born May 16, 1937 in Vienna. Her father, Briton John Bolton, worked for an oil company, and her mother, Olga, was a noted Russian pianist. She has an older sister, Mara, who also became a model and actress. While still in her teens, Jocelyn's father passed away in a car accident in the U.S. The Bolton daughters were then raised by their mother in the United States. Jocelyn traveled to the UK in her early teens to get dance lessons, and eventually settled in the country at age 18 to pursue modeling. She chose the pseudonym Jackie Lane and soon became one of the most well-known models in the UK. As her profile grew, the next step was to move into acting. Her film career began in the 1950s, and it wasn't long before she became a huge star. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Jackie Lane's film and television career. Jackie Lane had her first two credits in 1954, in a film called The Men of Sherwood Forest and another called Cocktails in the Kitchen. Both of these roles were small and uncredited. Her first lead role was actually in a short documentary travel film called April in Portugal. Jackie travels around Portugal with the bandleader George Melachrino. This became a popular travel film and brought Jackie to further stardom. While it was a documentary, it introduced her to film producers and directors interested in working with her. The following year, she won her first major role in a film. It was called The Gamma People, and she had a small supporting role as Anna. While not the lead, it was enough to gain attention from more movie industry players, as well as audiences. Audiences were charmed by this Russian-British beauty and wanted to see more of her. She had a major role in the film These Dangerous Years. In this film, she appeared with big-name actors like George Baker, Frankie Vaughan, and Carol Leslie, and managed to hold her own amongst them. After that, she appeared in the film The Truth About Women, a British comedy about the troubles men faced when trying to woo women. This was followed up with a popular British comedy film called Wonderful Things. It followed two brothers trying to fight over a woman. And yes, that beautiful woman was Jackie Lane. In 1959, she had a supporting role in the film The Angry Hills. With this film, she showed her skills in a dramatic role, and more she was getting attention from filmmakers and producers. By the time the 1960s rolled around, Jackie was one of the biggest stars of her generation. While her legacy has largely been ignored by many film historians, one can look back and see she won film offers left and right and was just as in demand as other starlets like Marilyn Monroe. One of her most popular roles in the 60s was a film called Tickle Me, in which she co-starred with Elvis Presley. This film catapulted her to stardom even more. The film followed Elvis playing a rodeo rider who stumbles across an all-female dude ranch. As one could expect, Jackie Lane starred alongside many beautiful women, yet she still managed to stand out from the other cast members, and this is one of the best-known films she has appeared in. She appeared in many other European films, such as Robin Hood and the Pirates, Goodbye Again, Operation Snatch, and War Gods of Babylon. She had a short-lived television career as well. In 1955, she appeared in an episode of the series Sailor of Fortune, and in 1962, she appeared in one episode of The Cheaters and one episode of Armchair Theater. Her other notable TV appearances were in shows such as Alfred Hitchcock Presents, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., The Smothers Brothers Show, and The Queen and I. In 1971, she appeared as herself in a show called VIP Schaukel, and this was her final on-screen appearance. Her film career was short-lived as well as her television career, but looking back, one can see that Jackie had a rather diverse career. In many of her roles, she played a character who could exude a range of emotions. She appeared in British comedies, American romances, Italian dramas, and a few war films as well. On TV, she appeared in sitcoms, dramas, and mystery series. Had she not taken early retirement from acting, one could expect she'd go down as being one of the greatest actors of her generation. So what caused her early retirement? As was common in those days, she stepped away from her career when she met the man of her dreams. Jackie Lane falls in love. Being one of the most beautiful women who had graced the cinema screen, it was natural that Jackie Lane won a lot of attention from potential suitors. She had the beauty of a princess, so it's no surprise that when she did get married, she married a prince. She married Prince Alfonso of Hohenlohe-Langenburg. Prince Alfonso was a Spanish aristocrat who was the descendant of rulers of the Holy Roman Empire. He was a prominent businessman. He founded the Marbella Club Hotel and naturally came in touch with many celebrities. He also had highly publicized affairs with Ava Gardner and Kim Novak. He eventually fell in love with Jackie Lane and married her in 1973. Together they had one daughter, Princess Ariana Teresa Maria of Hohenlohe-Langenburg. While Jackie was a popular model and actress, she somehow managed to keep her relationships quiet from the public. In fact, much of her personal life was hidden from the public, and she managed to keep her private life a secret, even to this day. Jackie Lane's later life. Jackie Lane celebrated her 85th birthday in 2022. While forgotten by much of the film industry, she's still living a great life. She divorced Prince Alfonso and won a small settlement from him. She spent much of her later career working on her jewelry business, where she designed feather necklaces and sold them in California and London. Her brand is called the Princess J Feather Collection. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you remember Jackie Lane? What's your favorite role of hers? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. By the way, if you haven't joined Facts First as a member yet, be sure to look below this video and click the Join button. By becoming a paid member of Facts First, you'll get access to exclusive video content that you won't find anywhere else. This includes some of our more mature content that isn't suitable for public audiences, which includes topics like Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy and some of the steamiest moments in movie history. Plus, you can enjoy these videos completely ad-free. Our biggest fans will notice they also get badges next to their name when they leave comments on our videos. We pay special attention to comments from our members, and so do other viewers. So if you want exclusive content from Facts First or inside access to discussions with other community members, click the Join button to get started for just $4.99. There are hours of members-only videos waiting for you, with new videos added every month. And we're actively working on bringing even more features to help fans like you connect with other members and get more of your favorite content. Just click Join, and we'll see you inside the membership tab.